Florian Wirtz getting his first goal, but how much of a relief do you think it was for him and for everyone else as well?
I think I'm quite sure about it. It was a relief for him. This I could see after his reaction, after he scored the goal. And the same I saw with his teammates. I think they were really happy for him scoring that first goal, because in football, rightly so, maybe we mainly get judged on results, and individuals mainly get judged on goals and assists. And we sometimes tend to forget what else is there to do during a game. And I think he's had multiple good games for us. But I also feel that he gets better and better every single game he's playing for us. Gets fitter and fitter, and was getting closer and closer to his first goal. And then it's not a surprise to me that he scored one today. But he would probably be the first one to understand that one goal is not enough. So hopefully he will, and not hopefully, he will score much more goals for us than only this one. But I also liked his performance during large parts of the game today. I think he was special in a lot of moments.
With the second half, do you think that again a set piece, is it going to be down to kind of hard work to eradicate this kind of conceding from these set pieces?
No, I think scoring goals in the Premier League is not easy. I mean, then in open play. And I see this almost every single game I watch, because the amount of set-piece goals scored gets more and more and more. Unfortunately, we're maybe the only team that hardly ever scores from a set-piece, and even worse, we constantly concede. But then, I think I said 2, 3, 4 weeks ago that we have to make sure if things go against us, could be set-piece, could be other things, we still need to find a way to win that game. And in the last 2 games, we conceded a set piece, but we were able to win, and that hasn't happened that many times this season. So that's again progress for me. And but it's obvious that there are more things for us to improve. But this is definitely one of them. Although we had a great set piece, the first one after half-time was completely told to the players at half-time, not by me, but by someone else, and it was an open chance for Florian, but unfortunately again it went the wrong side of the post. So I think we've been unlucky in multiple situations in our set pieces, but yeah, it's 18 games now. Yeah, so we need to improve.
What did you make of the performance overall? Because obviously you got into the 2-goal lead, and then Wolves got one back, and it seemed like they were growing in confidence a bit. Were you happy with the performance in the second half?
Of us as a team?
As a whole, yeah.
Yeah. No, of course not. I think if you go 2-0 up at half-time, you're expecting a different second half than we had to face. But in football, a goal can massively change momentum, and that's why I was so annoyed when the goal at City was disallowed, because we were struggling that game probably just as much as Wolves was struggling today. But then a goal can make a lot of difference. So and that's what you saw today. Not that after the 2-1 we didn't have ball possession anymore. I think there was still, but it was much more an equal game. And then, of course, you're frightened every time when they do arrive, especially when he brought another big man in with the crosses they gave. But I don't think we conceded a lot of big chances. I think the first big chance we conceded was, again, a goal, not for the first time this season. But for the rest, I saw a team that was fighting to get the win over the line. Not with the best possible football, but there was a proper fight. And a bit better than last week, wasn't it, the last 10 minutes? That wasn't too difficult, by the way.
Arne, Frimpong's had an impact in the last 2 games. Probably a bit of a different player than maybe having his got somebody who gets to the byline and creates chances from there. I guess he's another of these players who's been a disrupted first few months, but he's another one that you see signs of
Yeah.
put them more influential.
Yeah, no, I think a lot have been said by so many people, probably you guys included and me included as well, about the amount of money we've spent last summer. No one talks about what we recouped because we sold so many, but then from the players we bought, we unfortunately couldn't have seen the best from Alex. Giovanni Leone has been injured after his first game, and Jeremy Frimpong has hardly been available as well. So it's then nice that we've spent so much and nobody talking about what we've sold. But we were not always able to use the players we've brought in. And Jeremy is a great example now. If he's fit, he can definitely help us, because last week he had the assist against Tottenham, and today he had a great assist against Wolves today. Pace, that's what he has. And that's so important and crucial in modern day football, because to create something against the low block, teams that defend with so many players, usually teams break this down with set pieces. No, that's not our biggest strength. And then to have him available with his pace, because the goal we scored, the first one, was pure individual ability. Quick bam bam, and the cutback cross, okay, we were positioned in the right position. But that's the pace I always wanted to bring in the summer, and that's what we did with Hugo, that's what we did with Jeremy, and with Alex as well. But unfortunately, not all of the money we've spent, we have used that, and that has to do with the injuries of these players.
More for the embargo?
Arne, so can I just ask you about a more general question about the atmosphere today and how it all played out? I know you've spoken briefly about it to Sky, but it was a very poignant and difficult afternoon at times for the emotion around the Euro.
Yeah, difficult, but in a way also special and nice. I think again the football world showed how to behave in moments like this. So our fans have been incredible since the tragedy has happened till today. Every single moment they've did what you would hope they do in memory of him. But today, again, the away fans showed that it's not only about our fans, it's also about fans of other teams. So 18th minute, they started singing for Diogo, the Wolves fans, and our fans were clapping. And in the 20th minute, it was the opposite way around. So you guys know, and I know this for 1.5 years now, how special English fans are. And I think today we've showed to the outside world, to the whole world, that that it's not only the players who make this league special, but it's definitely also the fans.